Okay, so I want to go over something really important which needs to be said. Many people know this, but many people don't wish to accept it. It's a brutal black pill, but it's a black pill that is necessary for everyone, in my opinion. Now, before I get started, I've got some footage of me drawing earlier today, which will entertain the mind if the patterns of my voice do not do that for you already. But anyway, the topic I want to talk about today is porn. The black pill is porn. And the fact that you shouldn't be watching it because it is an evil industry, in my opinion. In fact, I'd say quite factually, it is an evil industry. Now, this is a topic that is as old as porn itself. You have many libertarians who say that porn should not be banned, while you have many conservatives that say it should be banned. In my opinion, it should. And I want to list the reasons why it should be banned and the reasons why you should stop watching it. So, let me tell you what the porn industry does. It does many things, including human trafficking. You can't honestly believe that the people working in this industry are good people. What it does is it takes young women and completely destroys them. Do you think that a young woman who's worked in the porn industry for, let's say, a few years can just up and leave and have a regular life? They can't because it's completely destroyed them, both physically and mentally. When they leave the porn industry, if they do so, when they leave, they are completely mentally destroyed and cannot start a family regularly. And this isn't supposed to be some sort of super moral rant or me posturizing my morals or anything. It's simply the truth. These types of women that go into porn are not the type of women who need to be abused more. They're the type of the women that need help. They need someone to talk to and to be told that this is not the type of career you should be going into. Just think about for a moment. I don't even want to think about how many women there are working professionally in the porn industry, but think about all those porn actresses and think about like what alternative careers they could have taken. They could have done something to better not only for society's sake but for themselves. They could have been mothers, they could have been wives, they could have been um, teachers. They could have been anything other than a porn actress, which is just completely destroyed them mentally. So this cycle of women going into porn and coming out completely destroyed is not good at all. And if you support this type of degeneracy, this type of lifestyle for women or career path, should I say, then you just hate women. That's as simple as that. Really, I can't really put it into any other words. Then you must hate women if you support this type of career path.
If that still isn't a convincing enough argument for you, just imagine like this. Imagine that you're in third person watching yourself jerking off to porn. Imagine how demoralizing and pathetic you must seem like that. There is absolutely nothing normal about jerking off to porn. It is completely pathetic for a man to be doing that. Younger men are often told that it's normal to jerk off to porn, but it really isn't. Imagine like just explaining the scenario to someone where you're jerking off to another two people having sex. That doesn't sound normal at all. That actually sounds a lot like being cucked. So think about that next time you want to jerk off to porn. It'll immediately turn you off the idea as it has done to me. But I think one of the main reasons why I think porn is so destructive to the person watching it is that it completely destroys any normal tendencies within the dopamine part of your brain. When you are watching porn, your brain is giving off unnatural amounts of dopamine, and thus you want to continue that amount of dopamine being produced. So, thus, when you're doing normal things within your day to day life, you're no longer motivated to do them because your brain has already experienced the high levels of dopamine or unnatural levels of dopamine, I should say, that porn has given you. Perhaps if you quit porn, perhaps, and you let your dopamine return back to normal levels, maybe you would have the motivation to do things that you always wanted. Maybe pursue that career that you wanted to do, or perhaps, maybe even ask out a real girl. Okay, so imagine yourself, maybe let's say 10 years from now, and you still are continuing to watch porn. obviously you're not going to be in a good spot. You know, your dopamine is not being produced at a normal rate. Your brain is completely out of whack from the way porn is, firing off these dopamine receptors in your brain, and you're just not motivated to do anything outside of porn. And then you have the other version of you, 10 years in the future, who had quitted porn 10 years ago. And, maybe you're doing a lot better things, maybe you're not. But I would say there's a much better chance that you are doing better things with your dopamine intact. Maybe you go out and pursue a real woman instead of actually jerking off to two other people having sex. Now, you may say to yourself, this isn't really important to me. I could quit porn whenever I want. It's not an addiction of any kind. But in reality, you'll find that it is quite difficult to rewire your brain per se to not be dependent on the dopamine high you get from porn, and that's why I believe it to be very dangerous, especially for younger men, specifically guys in their 20s and such. Now, I understand that quitting porn is not the easiest, and I still have respect for you if you're trying and you failed, but you continue to try. If you've just given up, I don't really have much respect for you. But if you're saying, I'm trying, it's difficult, but I'm still on the path to quitting porn, then I have respect for you. But no matter which side you're on, you should not be defending something so destructive and degenerate, as it only breeds more degeneracy in the future.